Hi, my name is Miss Kegs. I'm kind of shocked that you're here. I'm kind of shocked that you came back. I guess that means you're trapped and you gotta watch the rest of this video. Before we begin this video, I know you guys are such kind and lovely people. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Look, self-promotion. And if you do subscribe, please click that bell button because you'll get notifications when I drop a new video. So what are we talking about today? So I was kind of really shocked that a lot of you guys were commenting and talking to me, and I really appreciate it. Like, when I say I need people to talk to, I am serious. I need somebody to talk to. So I was like over the moon when people were commenting their opinions about the show, because I did not expect it, and it made me so happy. I was so filled with joy. So anyways, I'm gonna be starting this little new segment within these videos called Can I Get 2 Snaps? Basically, it's me praising a comment that was said, and I think it was a comment that should be shared and given a bit of praise, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's just get into it. The comment of the week was by Victoria Lux. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but girl, you cute. I see your profile pic, you poppin'. So what her comment was, she said she had every right to not like that Asian bae was seeing other people. Where she went wrong is, instead of being a grown-up and telling him that she likes him and wants to be exclusive, she got cold and left that man at an event she brought him to. She sucks at communicating, so she gets in her feelings and acts like a child. And yes, she's a bad friend. Girl, can I get 2 snaps? Everybody do it with me. That was a comment. That was a word. I see you. Okay, next, we're gonna talk about my favorite couple. I'm praying for their success, okay? I'm praying for their success. We just talk about that little sex scene at the beginning of the episode. Oh my god. Like sis, I was shooketh, and I was like, really? You only gave them like a little snippet? And when he smacked that ass, I was like, my god. A little whip, that little like boom boom, that little pat on the booty. I was like Asian bae schmexy. And I want to say I'm sorry about Molly. I apologize for coming after you in my last episode, in my last review. Okay, I love you, girl. You have been my favorite character. You will always be my favorite character. But I was just frustrated with you. And I think the whole internet, Twitter, took their anger out on you. And we apologize. And from here on out, we're Team Molly, okay? Team Molly all day, every day. Okay, guys, I need you to follow me. I feel like I'm the only one on the internet that understands the context. I'm context queen. I understand the time period of the show. I understand the timeline. But I'm kind of confused here, so I need you guys to help me down in the comments below. But I'm going to tell you what I think, and I need you guys to confirm this to me in the comment section. Like, I really need it. Okay. Coachella. When does Coachella happen? In April. When did Molly and Andrew meet? At Coachella in April. That's what I'm assuming. That's when Coachella happens. Okay? Fast forward. In this episode, Molly is talking to the girls at a Halloween party about Andrew and their relationship, keeping them up to date. April to Halloween, how long is that? That is 6 months. So clearly, Andrew and Molly have been dating for 6 months. And I believe I am correct because I got evidence. I got the receipts. Okay, in April, Tiffany, she had a small baby bump, like a baby bump. She could go around, she could walk, she could party. But then in Halloween, this girl's ready to pop. She cannot get out of her chair. Are you following me? So clearly there has been some time going on, that a whole time jump. It's been 6 months since Asian Bae and Molly have been dating. So everybody on the internet is like, why is Molly getting upset? This girl's been talking to Andrew for a month. No, she hasn't, sis. No, she hasn't. This girl has been at least talking, at maximum talking to Andrew for 6 months, maybe a little less, but not a month. They've been dating. Basically, if I'm right, which I believe I am because I am speaking with my chest. I believe this. Like, send this to the writers. Like, writers, am I correct? Like, I should be writing the show. I know the timeline. Okay. So, yeah, if I am correct, which I am, you know, speak with confidence. I am correct, right? So, I feel like Molly has every single right to be frustrated with Andrew. Because if they've been dating for this long and all she knows about him is his name, where he lives, and his job, and all they do is have sex, like, that's kind of rough. And I get her frustration because I've been there. I understand, like, trying to get a guy to open up to you and you want to know more about him, but he's not really, he's like more reserved and like to himself. Is so annoying. But that is essentially the problem with Agent Bae. Like, he is fine, smexy, not sexy, smexy. Okay, yeah, he is fine. But the problem is that it's been so long that they've been talking and he still can't even open up. And I'm proud of Molly because she listens to her friend's advice, because they told her, like, just communicate how you're feeling with him. That's what Tiff said. And she did. She called him. He said, hey, let's hang out. Let's just chill tonight. Not chill. Like, let's just chill. And she just wanted to sit down, talk with him, get to know him. So she was showing him pictures of her trip in Disney. And then she started to ask him questions about his family, his sister. But he was getting pretty, like, closed off about it and pretty dry and blunt. And then she just called him out on his bullshit. The problem with Molly, the way she communicates is like, you understand what she's trying to say, but she says it in the wrong way. And again, she says it in the wrong tone. And then Andrew says something. When she said what she was feeling, and then he says, whoa, why is all this happening? Is this because we didn't put a label on this? You could look at Molly's face, and then she thinks about it, but she doesn't answer his question. Like, she deflects it and moves on to something else. She says something else. And I think that part is still bothering her, because up until that point, it was kind of looking like they were, like, together and he wasn't talking to anybody. But clearly, he hasn't decided to put a label on their relationship. So I know that affects her, and I think that would affect any woman in the situation, because I know it would affect me. Like, I understand Molly. I tell you guys, I feel like I'm just like Molly, but I'm not, because I rebuke it. I will be better than Molly. But, and I could also empathize with Agent Bae's frustration as well, because if they were talking, dating for this long, he's been kind of putting up a lot too with Molly, because maybe the reason he got up and acted so, like, abruptly is because he's been through it so much with her, and you get to the point where you're just tired. And I feel like everybody is getting tired of Molly. And we'll talk about that with Issa and Molly. What I love about Andrew is the fact that he is not an aggressive person, and he doesn't like confrontation. You could always see that, like, when he has a little dispute with Molly, he takes a step back and removes himself from the situation, which is what he did at the party. And another prop to Andrew, even though he was fed up with Molly later on in the episode, he calls her up and apologizes, and Molly apologizes too. And I think that shows a lot about his character and the type of man that he is, because it proves that he really does like Molly a lot. And for him to apologize and say, yeah, you were right, you did call me out on my BS, I appreciate that, and I am willing to change, means that he likes her a lot. So sis, find a man. Don't try to change him. He has to change for you. And that's when you know it is love. Just saying. Okay, one more thing about Molly and Agent Bae. I have a prediction. I have a theory. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so you know Torian, right? That lawyer guy? Molly and Torian have this sort of, like, matching energy. Like, they're, like, both, like, bosses in the work field. Like, they're trying to be the best of the best. And I feel like that energy, you like, know when you find your match and you're like, I hate this person, but I kind of like them at the same time. Like match, like you were the exact same person. I feel like something might happen with Torian and Molly on the side, and she might hurt Andrew's heart. Because Andrew might end up opening up to Molly, and then we all know Molly's the type of person to self-destruct and ruin good things that happen to her. So she might smash Torian and then leave Andrew to dry. And then apologize to Andrew again and be like, I loved you. I loved you the whole time. And then, yeah. That's my theory. Tell me what you think. I think she might end up being with Torian. Because why is Torian there? Like, why is he so significant? Plot twist. Okay, so let's get this started. So we're going to start with Issa and Condola. What is the context? The context is it's going to be 3 months, I believe, till the block party. So right now we know that Issa has a date, a venue, vendors, and she's looking for a headliner, and we already established she found her headliner, Schoolboy Q.
I'm not your driver. Shotgun hit him, he won't answer. I'm blowing guns.
Okay, so it's been a month since the last episode, because the last episode was 4 months. This one is 3 months now. So clearly, Condola and Issa are still buddies. They're still kiki-keying with each other. But then things get awkward when Issa asks Condola about her plans, and she says she's going away to some place, and it's a romantic place, and she's like, oh yeah, a romantic place with Lawrence. So things kind of get awkward there, but to deter from the awkwardness, they start joking around about Lawrence to make it a lighter issue than it is. So they find this like common ground, joking about Lawrence to make them feel more comfortable about the situation. A problem arises because Condola tells Lawrence something about himself that he never revealed to her, and he's like, where did you hear this from? And she's like, Issa told me, and that really annoyed him. He pretended to be cool about it, but we know he was annoyed. In my opinion, the conversation between Issa and Condola was a lighthearted, like, little joke, like, oh, he likes his fries with mayonnaise, kiki, laughing. But the way Lawrence is looking at it, like, he was like, why is she talking about me? Why is my name in her mouth? And I was like, bro, chill. Like, it wasn't that deep. But obviously, we see everything, and only Lawrence knows what he has heard from Condola. So I get his frustration, and I think any one of us would be frustrated too. So I kind of don't understand why the internet is coming after Lawrence, saying Lawrence is trash. I don't know why he's on the season. Why is he still here? And I'm like, sis, relax. Like, Lawrence has valid reasons for his emotions. This being a problem, Lawrence goes and sees his boys, Chad and Derek. Chad is jokes. Derek, he looks like a sloth to me. I don't know. He's just there, but he always has some advice. Like, he handles his business, but whatever. We'll not talk about Derek. Derek is another problem. Maybe I'll address it. Maybe I won't. So yeah. So Lawrence brings up the idea. He's like, hey, should I text Issa and tell her, like, please don't talk to, he didn't say please, but I'm polite. So he's saying, please don't talk to my girlfriend about me when I'm not there, or whatever. All right, and Chad's like, no, bro, you cannot do that because you don't know how Issa will perceive the message. And I totally agree with that. This is why I hate texting people, because nobody understands tone of voice over text, and that could just go so wrong. And everybody on the internet was like, I don't understand. Why couldn't Lawrence just text her? Like, it's not that deep. And I'm like, sis, it is that deep. People are out here catching feelings, getting offensive over text because they don't understand tone. Just because I text, okay, bye, doesn't mean I'm saying, okay, bye. I'm saying, okay, bye. I'm a bad texter, apparently, so I hate texting. So I'm Team Lawrence. I get this. So I think going over to Issa's house and saying, hey, can we chat, was a great idea. I think Lawrence was so mature about it. He texted her. They had a civil conversation. He asked her politely, and Issa was so understanding, like, she understood. But I'm sort of kind of skeptical about why this is bothering Lawrence so much. And no, I do understand why it would bother anybody. Like, you don't want your current person you're dating talking to your ex and being buddies buddy. Like, realistically, in real life, like, that's not happening. And the people that do let that happen, like, polygamy, you know. So this is like my theory, I think. I think Lawrence is like really scared of Issa talking to Condola because maybe he hasn't told Condola the whole situation, the whole history of him and Issa's relationship. Maybe Condola doesn't know that previously Lawrence was a bum. Maybe Condola doesn't know that Issa is the one that cheated on Lawrence. Maybe she doesn't know anything and he wants to create this image of himself with her, and maybe he doesn't want that tainted. So that's what I'm thinking. Last but not least, Issa and Molly. OG. Okay, context. Where are we with Issa and Molly? So it's 1 month from 1 month has passed since the blow up at the sponsorship party. Correct? And Issa and Molly are back on good terms. They're still doing their I don't know how often they do it, but they're still making time for their Sunday self-care plans. But you can tell through discussion that they haven't been keeping up to date with each other. They're not talking as they once used to because obviously Issa is busy, Molly is busy. But now it's sort of different because Issa actually has things that she is planning, getting things done, and it's taking up more of her time because she's not working her regular 9-to-5 job anymore. So what I picked up from watching this episode is that you could really tell that Molly is not really up to speed with the things that are going on with Issa's life. Because at the Halloween party, Issa opened up to the girl group that opened up about events, about her planning with her event. And when she was saying the stuff like, we got the venue, we got the headliner, blah, 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 Molly's face was like, wait, what? Oh, really? Like, what? Like, she was shocked. And this kind of shows their relationship because Molly found out the same time as Kelly and Tiffany. And we know that Kelly and Tiffany is close, but Molly and Issa are closer. So you would think that Molly would know everything that's going on with Issa, but because she heard the same thing with Tiffany and Kelly, that means she's just like them. She's not really on the ins like she used to be. And Molly realizes this and then goes to the side and tells Issa like, hey, oh my god, we've been so busy, like I'm glad to hear this is going on with you, like that's great, like we should make time and like catch up. Okay, so they planned to meet up at a restaurant. Next scene, and we see so we're at the next scene and we see Issa at this restaurant with Condola. We see her with Condola. I think Issa had in mind to save time and have a meeting with Condola at this restaurant and then hang out with Molly afterwards. But we all know in the back of her mind she was hoping to hang out with both of them at the same time. So Molly shows up and she's like, what the hell? Why is this girl here? She gave them like the weirdest look. She's like, I was like, oh snap, shit's about to go down. So then Molly put on like a fake smile and then they did this like weird group hug. I don't know where Condola was going. Like she needed to sit down. You don't know Molly like that, so why are you doing this big group hug? And Molly was like, I don't know, like skedaddle, like move. So things get more awkward because Issa ends up asking Condola to stay after the meeting, even though Condola was getting ready to leave. And Condola's like, are you sure? And then I was like, yikes. Like how can you really do that? I was sad for Molly because I've been through that. Like I like one-on-one time with people. So if I say, hey, let's hang out, just me and you, I don't want to hear, oh, I'm inviting someone else. Or when I show up, someone else is there and I didn't intend that. I didn't plan for that. Because the way I view it is, if I'm saying, hey, I want to hang out with you, I am asking to hang out with you because I want to catch up. I want to have this one-on-one moment where we could just talk about anything and everything. And I don't want another person being there ruining the chemistry or the vibe. So I understand how Molly felt, and I think Issa was wrong for doing that. And I understand that Issa just likes making new friends, but I feel like it would have been better if Molly could have prepared for that, because Molly had a whole different idea going into this invitation to hang out. So now we get to the final scene where Issa and Molly are going on their self-care Sunday hike. And they're just talking, kikiing it up, and then shit happens. So Issa asks Molly, hey, how is how are you and Asian Bae? And this is before Asian Bae apologized. And Molly is just filling Issa in, saying like, I don't really know. He's not opening up to me. And then Issa just said it. She said what we were all kind of thinking. Issa basically said to Molly, why are you always looking for problems? It's like you don't want to be happy. And I think the audience, everybody kind of feels that way about Molly. But I empathize. I sympathize with her. But but I understand what Issa's saying, because the way I interpret it, it's like, Molly, I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing about not your problems. That's like a really asshole jerky thing to say, but like she's just tired of hearing Molly complaining about Andrew or these guys. And maybe she's just tired because, if my theory is right, it's been 6 months and she's just tired of hearing the ins and outs with Andrew. It's like, you like him or not, sis, pick one. And if you like him a lot, be loyal and work your way up to getting further in this relationship. And that really shut Molly up. Like, she said nothing. Like, she was in her feelings. But then she got her call from Asian Bae. They apologize, and then they're good. They're boot up again. So then after that, she goes back with Issa. And then Issa goes off saying how she ended things with TSA Bae. I was like, thank God. Like, and Issa asked her, who are you talking to on the phone? And Molly said, oh, nothing. It was work. And then the camera zooms in on her face. Music starts playing, and her eyes go down and she gets sad. I think that is very telling, because the fact that she didn't even open up and tell Issa there and now that she just made up with Asian Bae, I think Molly's starting to figure out that Issa doesn't want to hear her, and everybody around her is just getting tired. Everyone's just getting tired. And what Issa previously said, saying it's like you're always looking for problems, is exactly what Andrew Asian Bae said to her at the dinner table. It's like, you have issues with everything. So I think she's going to be holding her tongue a lot in the next couple of episodes, and just keeping things to herself and bottling her problems in. And if anything, she needs to go back to her therapist and start telling her everything. Because if she can't feel comfortable telling Issa, who is she going to feel comfortable telling? And she can't keep that inside. So let's just hope the next episode is going to be good. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Please comment down below. Tell me what you think. I always love hearing your opinions. You guys know it means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.